In this lesson, we'll be talking about the genitive case, specifically the genitive of possession. But before we get there, we need to learn three new words that we've got something to work with. So the first up is liber, which means a book. Note it's a masculine noun. And we're also given this little thing right here, which is libri, which is the genitive form, which we'll get to. So liber means book. We've got pagina, which means a page, and paginae sunt in libro, so pages are in a book. So we've got the liber there, and we've got the paginae, the pages, which are in there. It's a feminine noun. And then we've got vestimentum, or clothes. So vestimenta vestimenta sunt, if we're going to say that they're multiple articles of clothing. So with those, let's get to the actual grammar concept, which is the idea of possession. So we take a look at this book. How would I say, what is the color of the book? Well, I'd say, quid est color libri. Now you might think, well, I thought that book was liber, not libri. Well, it's liber if it's in what's called the nominative case. If it's the subject of the sentence, then it's liber. But if I want to show that it's the book's color, it's being used to show possession, then I use the genitive form here, which is libri. So if I want to say, what is the color of the book? Quid est color libri. And then I can describe that color if I want, using a new word here for red, ruber. Color libri est ruber. So there we've got a little explanation. Libri, it's in the genitive case because it's saying what is the book's color. You could also say what is the color of the book. Both of these mean the same thing. Shows possession. So let's say you want to use the genitive case. Well, how do you know how it's spelled? Well, you're given these little definitions, which will always give you essentially four things for the definition of a noun. How it's spelled in the nominative case, like if you wanted to say the book is big, you'd say liber est magnus. Then you've got the genitive form here, and then you're told the gender and a definition. Additionally, you could consult a chart. So here's a chart from a dictionary showing liber, it's a book. And if I want for just one book for the genitive to show possession, it's libri. So you can also consult a chart like that. What if I had a bunch of red books? Well, then I could use the plural over here and say color librorum est ruber. The color of the books is red. We won't get to that plural form today, though. We're just sticking with the singular one. And one more word for fun is huius. So we've talked about hic, hike, hoc in previous videos. So I could say like hic liber est ruber. This book is red. Or I could say that page is red. Hic pagina est rubra. So you've learned hic, hike, and hoc. Well, there's the genitive of that, which is like the color of this thing. And that's the same for masculine, feminine, and neuter. So huius, you've already got that line memorized. Great job. So how do I say the color of this book is red? Well, I'd say color huius libri est ruber. The color of this book is red. So let's do some examples here. Hic liber est ruber. This book is red. Quid est color huius libri? So what is the color of this book? Well, we're asked about the color, so I could say color, the color, est ruber. And the color of what? Of this book. Color huius libri est ruber. Next up, we can say this page is red. Hic pagina est rubra. And note, ruber changes just a little bit to match the gender of pagina, because pagina is a feminine noun, so rubra is the feminine form of that. So quid est color huius paginae? And recall, paginae here is in the genitive as well. So what is the color of this book? Or what is this book's color? We'll see if you can come up with the answer yourself. Color huius paginae est ruber. The color of this page is red. Now you might be like, didn't you just tell me that it's rubra, not ruber, for the page? Yes, but if you look at the grammar of the sentence, the subject of the sentence is color, which is a masculine noun. So ruber has to match color, not paginae. In this next sentence though, pagina, the sheet or the page, is red. Well, pagina is the subject there, so it's got to match rubra. So the color of this page is red, the page is red. And if you're getting bored with red-colored objects, there will be another video or two about colors to learn the other main colors. And finally, hoc vestimentum est rubrum. So see if you can make a translation of that. This clothing, or this article of clothing, is red. You know, rubrum there is the neuter form of red, so ruber, rubra, rubrum. Et quid est color huius vestimenti? See if you can come up with an answer for that in Latin. And here's the answer. Color huius vestimenti est ruber, vestimentum est rubrum. So the color of this shirt is red, and the shirt or the piece of clothing is red. Let's do two more just for fun. So quid est color huius vacae? See if you can answer that in Latin. Et color huius vacae est ruber, vaca est rubra. And note, pagina has a genitive of paginae, vaca has a genitive of vacae. That's a little pattern you'll see. We'll get to that more in other videos. And for the last one, let's return to this cute little pig. Quid est color vestimenti porci? And your answer is vestimentum porci est rubrum. The pig's clothing is red. Now, you could have also said color vestimenti porci est ruber. That would be correct as well. Both of those are fine sentences. So if you got those review questions, you're ready for the next video.